Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. My name is Chrissy. I am a 23-year-old male to female transgender woman, and I am here to discuss a topic that I've been wanting to make a video on for over a year now, but I never had, I never really had a whole plan of how I wanted to do it and execute it, and now I'm just gonna do like a free, a free talk, open mic about how I have been treated as a male versus a female. So I started my transition in 2017. I began hormones in October of 2017. So a couple months before that, I started living as a woman. And when I was a male for 20 years of my life. So that's kind of a pretty big chunk. And I mean, nowadays there are trans women and men that start, in their before puberty. And that wasn't an option for me just because of the way. It wasn't even my family. It was more of my own insecurities about what's going to happen. Like, I'm scared, like, they're going to judge me, like, this and that. And so it wasn't really even a factor of, like, my family's unsupportive. It just wasn't heard of. Like, my family didn't even understand what it meant until I came out. So it was really hard for me to try to, like, explain that to them. So I didn't even bother. But I had a job when I was a male and I was in school, and I remember, people being very, like, giving me lenience, like men and women. Like, if I did something wrong, it's like, oh, don't worry about it, buddy. Don't worry about it, boss, this and that. You get to, manage this. Like, I was promoted as a manager very fast at my grocery store job. It's just a grocery store job. But, I basically became a manager within, like, a couple of years, and a lot of women tried to do that. And like, I had a girl maybe a little younger than me that tried to do that, and it just took her longer. She had to have more obstacles because she's a woman. And I remember just it's hard to explain, but I had more privilege, obviously, as a male, because male privilege is a big thing in today's world. So I mean, just my family was a lot more like, hey, you're doing this right, you're doing this great, awesome, you're on the honor roll, you're doing this amazing. Like, buddy, you're controlling the world almost. Like, males just have it so much easier. And as a female now, like, I notice it's almost like people think that I can't do something. Like, men will always be like, oh, let me help you with that, which is nice. Like, that's very courteous to try to help somebody. But it would be like, oh, honey, don't strain yourself. And even women would do it to me. Like, they'd be like, oh, honey, no. Oh, honey, can you do that? And it's like, I'm not like an imbecile. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm 23 years old. Like, I think that I can handle doing a simple task. But, I mean, I've been working for like 10 years. So I think I can handle it. But yeah, no, just almost like you need help all the time. You can't do something on your own. You have to be monitored. You have to have somebody work with you. Like, you ask for something, it's like, oh yeah, okay, honey, just go back to doing what you're doing. And as a male, it was just like, you want that? Awesome, take it. Oh, you can lift that. Like, I remember one time, it just was so, this was right when, like, I knew I wanted to transition, and I was just so, like, uncomfortable in my skin. And my friend had an apartment, and she had these roommates, and they lived on, like, the top floor. And I'm just trying to make sure my hair is not, like, really crazy. So they lived on the top floor, and they wanted to get a couch. So one of the girls was like, can you move the couch with my boyfriend? And I was like, so obviously a male, I'm going to have to do this with this guy, and I'm not even a male. Like, I don't feel like one, so I'm going to have to pick up this couch and this and that. And the guy's like, all right, bro, so this is what we're going to do. And I was like cringing in my skin. So as a male, I was expected to do a lot more, like, physically. Like, last night at work, for example, they had the guys moving all the tables for the functions and stuff, and it felt good that I wasn't, I mean, obviously, because I'm a female, and at work everybody knows that I'm trans, but they know that I'm completely female, at least in, like, you know what I mean, like, in society's eyes. And also at my aunt's funeral, the guys were supposed to, like, carry the casket, and I didn't have to do that. thank God, and I was afraid that my family would, like, because they're super supportive and amazing, but at the same time, like, regardless of who your family is, I was afraid that they would be like, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and kind of just like, I don't know, but they were really supportive and nice about, like, not having to do that, because the males always have to do that, and I did that at I think I did that at my grandfather's funeral before I transitioned, but I'm rambling now, but I'm trying to think of what else are some examples of, male versus female privilege. And, just as a male, I think that there was more expected of me, but at the same time, I could get away with a lot of other stuff. Like, I could sneak under the rug, and that's male privilege. And then as a woman, I feel like you're watched all the time, and you make one little mistake, and it's like, no. But the perks of being female is, like, guys open the door for you, like, you get, oh, ladies first, this and that, you get to order food first, you get to do this and that, so, like, that's something that I really love, obviously, but as far as, like, just not, people think that you literally can't do anything, like, you have to have help all the time, like, you have to, like, be watched, like, it's like, oh, she can't lift that, no way, she's not lifting that, and it's nice because they don't want you to hurt yourself, but at the same time, it's like, I can do this, I'm a human being, I'm a grown woman, like, I can lift something, and I just think it's kind of, like, ridiculous, because it's like, we live in a world where literally women are still looked at like they're these fragile little beings that can't even do anything outside of cooking and cleaning, you know what I mean, like, it's just ridiculous, and I don't know, and also, that's a kind of another thing, when I would be working, like, it would be like, oh, Chrissy, you have to clean this, the girl has to clean this and that, and it's like, oh, why? Because the stereotype Cinderella, like, you know what I mean? And guys just get away with so much shit, like, especially in the workplace, I just see them, talk it up with their bosses and this and that, and especially male bosses, and just leave and do nothing, and then the guys are always like, oh, honey, did you do this? Oh, honey, can you do this? Oh. And yeah, it's basically discrimination. So I obviously am so much happier that I'm treated as a female, because I am a female. And, it's such a difference between male and female, like the line. And not a lot of people can say that they lived two lives, but I can say that I truly lived two lives. And it's kind of incredible, what I remember. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. It's kind of a short video, but I just wanted to get out my expression of gender, of which gender I was before and the gender now and how I was treated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There'll be more coming. Please comment and let me know what you want me to do, because I'm running out of video ideas and I need to make more.